There's one armor set in the Ghosts of Tsushima Iki Island DLC that completely changes the game up. It's inspired by the many monkeys you find on the island. It has more of a backstory, but I will let you discover that yourself. I do want to tell you about nice ways to use it though, and go over some amazing new charms you can also get in this expansion. So if you enjoy the Ghost of Tsushima content here on the channel, then totally leave a like on the video to show your support. And let's go. If you follow the main missions, you will eventually get to Fune's refuge, where you will hear a guy tell a tale about a special pirate and armor set. It's over here on the map. Follow that mission, it's really cool, and then you will be awarded with this brand new Sarugami Armor at the end. You will need to upgrade it though with supplies, linen, leather, and for the final non-New Game Plus upgrade, silk. So yeah, you can already collect these resources on Tsushima before you head to Iki Island. Either way, by upgrading, you do not only change the look, with the final version having this monkey on the helm in a sort of throne. Really dig it. Now upgrading it of course also makes the perks on the gear even better. And the first perk is the most interesting one and basically changes your whole playstyle up. While wearing this armor, your regular parry is namely disabled, but instead perfect parries become a chain of 3 attacks. It's kind of similar to the Dance of Wrath in a way. You only travel less distance. But on the other hand, you can spam it since it doesn't cost any resolve. Also worth noting is that you do 3 of these attacks, but if there are no enemies close by, the attack will stop. Which does make this attack in duels actually really good, because then you will always be able to hit the 3 strikes on an enemy. Although, on the other hand, not being able to do a regular parry will make duels, especially on higher difficulties, way more challenging. So this armor is really a risk-reward thing. If you got the perfect parry down, you can make it very effective, but if you don't have the timing right, you will take damage way more often. And if you rely on the Wind Spear defense technique, well, it doesn't work with this armor on, since you do not have a regular parry. You can of course still block by holding the blades to protect yourself, but that will of course not create an opening. Luckily, the perfect parry and perfect dodge windows are also increased by upgrading this armor to make it a bit easier. I also have another way to really improve this armor, which we'll touch on in a moment. But yeah, you also have a special attack by doing a perfect dodge. So you can still do regular dodges with this armor, but when you time it right and the time slows down, then you can do this spinning attack similar to the charged heavy attack from the moon stance, but now you blind surrounding enemies, making them an easy target. Sure, you can also do this in duels, but it's better when like more enemies are around you. And you can of course pull off this perfect dodge against like every attack from the enemy, also the red glowing ones, where parries can only counter specific moves. And maybe you already noticed the red version of this armor. Yes, there are multiple color variants you can get. You get the red one from a brand new vendor on Iki Island that opens up after completing all the new duels, which I talked about in my overview video, and I will link to that video at the end of this one. And yes, the white and black dye vendor in the main game do sell a white and black version of this Sarugami Armor, and you find both vendors over here on the map. Also worth noting is that if you play in New Game Plus, there's of course an extra armor upgrade available, which increases the perfect dodge and parry windows even more, from major to massive. And you also see that the resolve gains go from massive to colossal. So that's another nice benefit from wearing this armor set, that you get extra resolve. And that extra resolve will come in handy with a brand new major charm, Mashira's Protection. Whenever you use a heal with this charm, you namely extend your parry and perfect dodge window for a limited time, up to 12 seconds if you fully upgraded this charm. Only downside is that healing will now cost 1 more resolve. Although again, with the monkey armor, I think we can call it that, you of course get resolve quicker. And I think it's worth it if you kind of struggle with the perfect parries, because it's now way easier to do them, and the same goes for the perfect dodge spin attack that of course hits multiple enemies. Although this does mean that using this charm without this armor is totally less powerful. So you get this and can upgrade this charm from the monkey sanctuaries on Iki Island. There are 3 in total. One is very close to where you start the DLC, and the other 2 are close to each other, but all the way down on Iki. And getting all 3 increases the duration of the perfect dodge and perfect parry window you create after healing. From the 3 cat sanctuaries, you get and can upgrade the Nekoma's Hunt charm. That is amazing for stealth players, as it lets you throw a kunai during a chain assassination to take out enemies from far away who were otherwise unreachable. But it's also amazing to extend your chain assassination combo, because normally you can of course only take out 3 enemies with a fully upgraded chain assassination technique. Well, now with this charm, you can take out 4 if they are all in range. You do consume 1 kunai though while using this tactic, which of course makes sense, but this does mean that if you do not have a kunai, you cannot do this combo, making the charm basically useless. Although, as you likely know, you can very easily pick up these ghost weapons from fallen enemies. So you can find the cat sanctuaries on Iki for the charm right here, which you see on the map, and getting all of them extends the kunai distance. So it lets you take out enemies from further away. The final animal sanctuary charm is my favorite, the charm of Sugaru's side, which adds new arrow options to the half and long bow. Selecting those lets you fire 3 regular arrows or 3 fire arrows with the half bow, and 3 heavy arrows and 3 explosive arrows with the longbow. But it also enables, and this is really cool, a lock-on system that doesn't only make shooting arrows easier, but also way more enjoyable. You can, by the way, wait for a red lock-on on the head of the enemy, but even before the red lock, you can already hit the targets, and with special arrows that do not require headshots, you can already take the enemies out. Of course, this doesn't mean that you can suddenly shoot through shields, so keep that in mind. What I do like is that, like for example, the half bow feels more like a shotgun now when enemies that have no protection run up to you and instantly die when you shoot all 3 arrows in their chest. It's really fun to use, and I hope they bring this to the Legends multiplayer, as that would make the Archer way more fun to play. You get this charm in the single player by finding all the deer sanctuaries, which you find over here, and by getting all of them, you upgrade the time it costs to lock onto a target, so you make that less. Totally subscribe for way more Iki Island tips and tricks. Where to find awesome cosmetics are coming your way, and way more videos. A like on the video would of course really help me out. And don't check out my spoiler-free video with Iki Island impressions and everything this DLC has to offer by clicking on the screen. For now, I will of course speak to you next time, and goodbye.